Hi guys, Brohun here. Welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk to you about surviving in hardcore and how I'm getting those characters to these levels and what you should be doing to replicate this if you want to survive. I've gotten to 100 on my Necro. It was my first character I ever created. While I was bored, I created another Necro because I really wanted to try another build and I didn't have gear for it. So I started leveling a minion Thorns build, and that dude died on 42 while leveling because we'll get to that. But basically, I only died once on hardcore, and you've seen so many characters on hardcore on pretty high level, world tier 4. I also got into 100, so I know a thing or two. Of course, I'm no expert. I would love to hear your input. If you have any other tips, put them in the comments. But let's get to it. Let's see what exactly you should be doing to survive. First of all, and this is extremely important, I think, probably not a surprise, it's number one on my list, overcommit on your defensives. What I mean, basically you want a lot of armor, a lot of HP. I currently have, but this is an overpowered character, so it's very overcommitting on HP as well. Basically picking up, HP Paragon nodes and everything. You don't need to go that far. But if there is a piece of gear that has health, that can roll health, like a helmet, like a chest, like legs, like... I don't think actually amulet can. There is one specific one, but normally amulets cannot. And rings, and a shield, if you are necro, like me. Then you need to roll health there, and it needs to be high. As you can see here, it's almost as high as it can go. Here is very high as well, only missing 150, 140. Here is almost top as well, less than 100 to max. On those rings, missing 50 HP. And this one just doesn't. This is a unique one. I need it for my build, so tough luck. No HP here, but here as well, this is like less than 40 HP from max. So you want to get that HP because HP basically is your lifeline. As it says here, lose it all and you're dead. And it's not lying. HP helps tremendously. One thing about HP is that stuff that scales off your maximum HP doesn't account for this maximum life on gear. It only accounts for base life. And I'm fairly certain as well that the Paragon nodes that give HP, Jesus, that give max health, where is it? It's here, right? Yeah, maximum life, it's not health, it's life. They scale off base, so they give 2% of base life. You don't care about your extra life, but regardless of that, you really want to get that life on gear. It's really important. Of course, armor, everyone's been talking about this since the game started. Armor scales linearly, meaning the more you get, the better it is, and there is no diminishing returns. Just get more and you get your bang for your buck. It's really strong. It mitigates a lot of physical, which is majority of what you're taking, and it also serves as 50% mitigation for your non-physical damage. Rest is resistances. So get armor wherever you can. Again, same story. If this piece can roll armor, you have to have armor. As you can see here, I'm missing 1.3% here. I'm missing 1.3% here as well on legs. Actually, I don't have armor. Oh no, I have, of course. Here I'm missing a little more, but the rest is really strong, so I'm finding it hard to get it better. And here, actually, necklace rolls armor, right? So here I'm maxed, and I think there is armor. No, maybe I should get armor here, but the rest of the affixes is really strong as well. So what you need to know about armor is that it caps at 85%, at least that is the knowledge that we have. So the closer you get to 85%, the safer you are, and especially if your build is I mean, your build should be running. Where is it? Where is Disobedience? It's here. So if your build is running Disobedience and you're at high armor, you're gonna get to like 100% or even more armor with enough Disobedience stacks. But remember that you're not always gonna be in a situation where you have a lot of Disobedience stacks. And also not every build has it easy building Disobedience stacks. After all, you need to build what, like 100 of them, right? So you need to hit 100 times and then they start going down. So you need to keep hitting. If you have damage over time effects, it gets really easy, but because it says any form of damage, not direct damage, so that's good. But realistically, you're gonna have some downtime in dealing damage, either because your poison runs out or there's just nothing to hit and you're running into a new pack. So don't be fooled by the fact that Disobedience get you to those 85%. Get as much as you can to be baseline strong, and let Disobedience carry you the rest of the way. So that's, of course, you also want to pick up stuff like damage reduction while injured, while fortified. Be fortified because that's really, really strong. Fortify may look weak because like 20% TR when you're fortified and you really have to work for your fortify sometimes. But there is a lot of, for example, damage reduction. Where is this? Oh, see here, damage reduction while fortified. So you can actually have, if you're all the time fortified, you have basically unconditional damage reduction. It might as well read 16% damage reduction, right? So that's really, really strong. And it's sort of similar to how vulnerable is, that baseline vulnerable is not really that impressive, but once you start stacking those affixes on gear, it gets really strong. So overcommit on this. Put as much stuff as you can on your gear that is defensive and just stay alive that way. Also, it's never, so that's number 2 now, never too early to juice your character. The reason why this Necro actually died is I was leveling by spamming Core Dragon, the stronghold. There's a lot of those vampires that charge at you and they CC you, right? So what I obviously had is Blood Mist on that character, but since I was leveling, I figured, I don't need any legendary aspects, it's fine. And then I used Blood Mist because I got CC'd, and then I didn't back away, and I went back into the pack, I ate another CC, and then another CC, and you know how CC chaining works in Diablo. There is no diminishing returns or stun immunity after a couple stuns. They just kept, CCing me in a chain like one after another, and I lost control of the character for like 7 seconds, and I just died. So if I said, okay, it's not too early to actually invest into the survivability of my character, I would have this. When you become injured while CC'd, you become unstoppable, and that would save my character. And honestly, from that point on, I never skimp, I never go cheap on my leveling characters. Whenever I can, I just put those legendary aspects, I upgrade the gear, I make sure I'm, wearing the best I can find, and just get through this leveling journey, because honestly, your character is pretty weak early on compared to how it is later on. Of course, once you start tackling much harder content, then your level, it gets significantly higher and it gets harder. But early on, you don't have all your skill points, you don't have paragon boards, you don't have glyphs, you don't have so much of this stuff, and your character is really weak. So don't underestimate how weak you are early, just because it's early game. I'm sure it's easy, because you're gonna die early if you're not careful. Okay. Another point: beware of crazy mods on Nightmare in Nightmare dungeons. Actually, okay, so this is an overpower character, so I cannot run stuff like monsters overpower resist by 60%, but that's just damage. That's nothing extremely important. But let me see if I have one actually. Let's craft some. So beware of anything that says cold imbue, that elites are cold imbued, because cold imbue is chain CC unless you're running like some crazy unstoppable build. But even then, I would be wary of this, because overconfidence is slow and insidious killer, as we all know, and it's very easy to find oneself just, with a cooldown, because there were no mobs to extend the duration of Grizzly Rage, for example, and you find yourself without Unstoppable, and cold imbued mobs just wreck you, especially some kinds of mobs. Potion breakers, if you are relying on your potions because you don't have like very good sustain yourself, be wary of that. It's not the biggest deal in the world, especially if you are killing very fast, so you're not getting hit. But this is the kind of stuff that kills you. It's like everything goes wrong. You don't die because one thing goes wrong. You die because multiple things go wrong. So just potion breakers is one of those. I personally run this because I don't rely on potions at all. I don't drink at all almost. But beware of that. Backstabber is a very big one. 150% more damage from hits. The spikes this one generates is pretty nuts. I honestly expect this to get nerfed going into season 1, but I expected this to get nerfed earlier. So I don't know what they're smoking here, because this mod is crazy in my opinion. Just really watch out for that one. Or you can try to play around it, but it's really hard. Dodge breaker is not the biggest deal, but here at the top you see death pulse. This one is very sneaky, because there are some dungeons, like I'm sure everybody know Blind Burrows, with a lot of spiders. There are some dungeons when there is a lot of mobs, and when there is a lot of going on the screen, you don't even realize you're standing on like 10 of those death pulses, and you can get CC'd, and I don't know, twisting blade you put on before you got CC'd keeps spinning, and it puts a death pulse underneath you, and you have trouble escaping that. There is a lot of situations where the death pulse is very dangerous. I personally try to run it, but those were like keys when I had close calls sometimes, so watch out for those, and so on and so on. There's a lot of mobs a lot of affixes that you're gonna see that are dangerous. Maybe we get some new affixes with season 1, so watch out for them and don't just I don't know, go blindly into a key. Number 4 is know your enemy. As I said, some of the enemies with cold imbue are really dangerous, for example, and some are perfectly fine. There are those thorn beasts that are just absolutely nuts when cold imbued. They instantly CC you all the time, and their projectiles are like almost hit scan. Those are really dangerous. There is a bunch of mobs, as I said before as well, with those vampires that provide a long CC. There is cannibals that stun you. There is spiders that explode. There is very dangerous ghosts that deal a lot of damage with their ranged attacks. So you need to be aware of what's going on. When you're playing hardcore, you can't just keep going. You need to actually know what's going on and pay attention. Be very present in the moment and assess everything. So if you're new, just make sure you play slow, learn those mobs, learn what they do. There is no list or bunch of warning signs before them. You need to just learn this by experience, and you're gonna learn this. But if you are not yet that knowledgeable, or if you played a bunch of softcore with going unga bunga, just going forward and killing everything and not caring if you die, you need to start paying attention to the enemies, because they are very predictable, at least most of them, but there is some crazy combinations, especially with random cold imbue, that you need to be aware of. And the 5th one is don't play scared. Don't be scared of going for challenging content. This is something I learned from watching the hardcore World of Warcraft streams and videos of those streamers going for absolutely crazy stuff, and this is where the fun is in hardcore. Just getting like a little bitch to 100 by doing the easiest possible content and it taking forever is of course an achievement, but you're not gonna have fun. And it takes a lot of time to level in Diablo 4, so unless you are crazy, you need to have some sort of fun in the game. So when there is a challenging situation, go for it. Try to solve it. If it's just, basically seconds from dying, of course bail out. But don't just immediately bail out because it looks challenging or you don't want to face it. Have some fun, learn by doing, and test the limits of your character, and just, don't test too much or be insured. I personally don't use the freaking elixir. Where even is it? I'm very certain I have it, but I just never used it. I don't know how it looks. Never mind, I don't even carry it. I would swear I have it because I I can't believe I actually destroyed it. So yeah, I don't use the elixir. I would use it if I was pushing like extremely high content slash uber bossing when I'm learning. Of course, I'm not stupid. I don't want to just lose the character, but I find it extremely tedious. And I do use the scroll of escape when needed, but I think I used it twice in all my Diablo 4 career, so it's really not necessary. There are situations you're gonna find yourself in when it's just stupid not to use it, but the point stands. Have some fun, test the limits of your characters, solve the puzzle of killing those mobs instead of just, bailing on them. And okay, I'll do easy content now because I just want to get to 100. Have some fun. And join me in this journey. Let me know what you're gonna be playing. Let me know in Season 1. Let me know what other tips you have for survival, if you have any, and how it's going in hardcore for you. And see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please continue watching me. I don't know. Take care. Bye.